The Iranians vowed revenge, and they were quick to take responsibility for the attacks this evening, launching more than a dozen ballistic missiles at 2 military bases in Iraq, housing U.S. troops and coalition forces.
The president tweeted tonight that, quote, all is well, and says he'll make a formal statement in the morning. And tonight, an official says there are no initial reports of any U.S. casualties, but as the sun rises in Iraq, they'll be able to get a better assessment.
And now the question the world is wondering, will the U.S. strike back?
Denver 7's Gary Broads in the studio tonight. You spoke with two members of the former members of the U.S. government. Both tonight believe we're closer to war.
Now, look, let's be honest. It does look bad, but they both believe the two countries can still resolve the issues. Iran says they don't want to escalate this to a war, but will defend themselves against aggression. And after the retaliation attack today, the threat of war does seem very likely. Missiles traveling to American bases could be seen in the night sky. The Iranian attack appearing to be a response to an American drone strike last week.
This is very serious for everybody watching tonight.
Anna Spain-Bradley was a former attorney advisor at the U.S. Department of State, serving as counsel on the U.S.-Iran tribunal.
We are on the brink of war. We may be at war, in a war between multiple nations that we haven't seen really since the end of World War II.
The president tweeting just over 3 hours ago saying, in part, assessment of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good. Chris Hill was a former U.S. ambassador in 4 countries, including Iraq. He says if the casualties remain at zero, there could be a chance to avoid war.
Let's say there are not casualties. I think that would be a good time not to escalate. Now, if there are a lot of casualties, I would expect escalation.
Hill says he was not surprised by the attacks on 2 American bases in Iraq.
It was pretty clear the Iranians were going to respond, and it was pretty clear they were going to respond against our military.
While Spain-Bradley believes war creeps closer, with neither side officially declaring, she remains slightly optimistic.
The hope is that the countries are not saying that because they can ultimately hope to de-escalate the situation.
Both Hill and Spain-Bradley agree diplomacy from the outside could help. Spain-Bradley says the UN could and probably will intervene. Hill says other Middle Eastern countries like Oman could help to cool things down.